Are you thinking about getting your real estate license in New Mexico, but you just don't know where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you through a complete step-by-step guide so you know all the steps you need to take to get started and get your real estate license. My name's Chris. I've been a licensed real estate agent for the past 10 years. I'm also a team leader and real estate coach that's been able to help hundreds of people get started and get their real estate license. And today, my hope is to help you do the same. Before we dive into everything, make sure to grab our real estate license starter kit. Everything in this video, plus a lot more, is inside that guide. You can grab it down in the description down below, and it's completely free. I think you'll really like it. Also, down in the description below, there's a link to the real estate school that I recommend in New Mexico. They have some really great classes, and it's an affiliate link, so you'll be able to access different sales and discounts on their classes. So make sure to check that out as well. So the very first step to getting your real estate license in New Mexico is just meeting some of the basic requirements. In New Mexico, you're required to be 18 years old or older, and you must have a high school diploma or a GED. Another requirement is you must be a US citizen or a legal resident. The next step is completing your pre-license education requirements. In the state of New Mexico, you're required to complete 90 hours of state-approved pre-license education. And yes, I know 90 hours is a ton of time to invest. But the good news is you can do these classes in person or online. I actually recommend the online approach because you save a lot more time, it's a lot more convenient, and you still get access to great education with the CE shop. But if you want to do these classes in person as well, you totally can. And the good news is during these classes, you're not going to be wasting your time. Before I got into real estate, I was in finance, and I thought I knew a lot about real estate. But during these classes, I learned a ton of new things. So when you're in class, you're going to learn a ton of new valuable information that you can carry with you for the rest of your life. On top of that, it's all information that you're going to use to pass your real estate exam. Some of the topics you're going to find during your real estate classes are things like real estate math, real estate law, real estate finance, the code of ethics. These are all things that are bundled into your pre-license education. Once you complete your real estate pre-license education, it's time to move on to step number 3, which is scheduling and passing your real estate exam. In New Mexico, your exams are done through PSI exams. And the best way to schedule is to call the testing center or go on their website at least 24 hours in advance. Now, when you get to the testing center on test day, you're going to want to bring a couple basic things. The first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam, and then you're going to want to bring 2 forms of identification. This can be a debit card, a credit card, a driver's license, or even a passport. Just make sure to bring 2. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the exam actually like? Well, the good news is it's all multiple choice. The bad news is the exam can be written in a way that's a little bit tricky, and if you're not careful, you could cause yourself to fail. So I want to give you a couple quick tips to help you pass your exam. The very first tip I want to give you is to read each question multiple times before you finally submit your answer. These questions are written in a way that's a little bit tricky, and they're not doing this because they want you to fail the exam. They just want to make sure that you really understand the content and the knowledge you need to go out and practice real estate. Think about it. You're dealing with people's assets that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not in some cases millions of dollars. So they want to make sure you really know your stuff. So read each question multiple times before you finally submit your answer. Another tip is do not rush through this exam. Most people actually finish this exam early. The exam itself is broken into 2 separate parts. You have a state portion of the exam and a national portion of the exam. All in all, you're looking at about 130 test questions. Now, you must pass each section of the exam with a 75% score or higher. Now, if you fail one section and pass the other, you do have to come back and retake the portion that you failed. Now, if you did fail the exam, don't give up. So many people get to this stage and they just quit entirely. But I want to let you know that there's a little secret out there. And that is that a lot of the real estate agents that you see out in the market today that are super successful failed this exam multiple times. The only difference between them and the person that quit is they never quit. And then they went on to become super successful real estate agents. There's no correlation to whether you're going to be good at this or bad at this in regard to if you fail or pass. It just simply means you have to study a little bit harder and try it again. Now, if you pass your exam, it's time to celebrate because we're one step closer to actually getting your license. And this takes us to step number 4, which is getting your fingerprinting and background check done. And this is done through the New Mexico Department of Public Safety. you have to get your fingerprints and background check done. Essentially what they're looking to do is check to see if there's anything on your record that might prevent you from getting your license. So if you have a felony or anything major on your record, I would highly suggest you reach out to the local real estate commission and have that conversation ahead of time before you start this process. And that takes us to step number 5, which is applying for your real estate license. We're almost at the finish line now. This step is very important. Essentially, all you're gonna do is package everything we've done up so far. So your pre-licensed education that you completed, your passing scores to your real estate exam, your background check, and your fingerprinting. We're gonna put that all together with your license application and then send it out. And that takes us to step number 6, which is one of the most exciting parts of this process, which is choosing your sponsoring broker. And even though this step is super exciting, it's one of these steps that you have to get right. Because if you pick the wrong first brokerage, it could set you way back. Worst case scenario, it could even cause you to fail out of the business because you didn't get the right support and mentorship you needed to get your business off the ground. So I want to give you a couple top questions to ask when you're choosing your sponsoring broker. The first question is, what kind of mentorship and training do you provide for new agents? The first part of that question is the mentorship piece. You're gonna wanna ask if you have one-on-one access to a mentor that's gonna help you through your first 3 to 5 transactions. Now, this is super important. I remember back when I started in real estate, I was just running around showing houses, and I would get to these steps in the transaction where I was just completely lost and I didn't know what to do. And it would be super stressful because my client was depending on me to help get them a good result, and I just didn't know what I was doing. So having a mentor or someone to reach out to when you hit those roadblocks can be a huge game changer when you're getting your business off the ground. And the second part of the question is to ask about the training and support. So you want to ask if they have any classes specifically set up for brand new agents. This is really important because some of the classes that are out there are more advanced and they might be people that have their business off the ground already. And a lot of the stuff that you learn in those classes can be really great, but they're not gonna help you get your business off the ground and get the first couple things done. So you wanna ask if they have any classes specifically geared towards new agents. The second question to ask is, how are you gonna help me market and grow my business? Did you know that 87% of agents that fail out of the business fail because they can't figure out how to get new clients and make a consistent income? It's not because they didn't love the business. It's not because it's not a fun business or it's something that they didn't enjoy. It's simply because they can't figure out how to get consistent sales. So you want to ask this question when you go interview with brokers. Ask them, how are you going to help me market and grow my business? This question is super important. Now, every brokerage is different and every broker might have a different approach. You just want to go to the brokerage that aligns with the way you want to build your business in a way that fits your personality and makes sense. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you could also ask about real estate teams and ask if they have any lead generation programs you could sign up for if you become a new agent at that brokerage or you join a team within their brokerage. And the last question you want to ask about is the commission splits and the monthly fees. Now, let's tackle the most important part of this question, which is the monthly fees. Every brokerage has different monthly fees. Some have no monthly fees, others have a small monthly fee, and then some have a large monthly fee. And if you're a brand new agent, this is something really important to look out for and ask about because you might not have a ton of money or reserves saved up, and it might take you some time to get your first sales coming in. And these monthly fees come out of your account regardless if you're selling or you're not. So this is super important. Now, the second part of the question is about the commission splits. And I know so many people get hung up here, and I did too. When I was a new agent, I was just looking for the brokerage that had the highest commission split offer. And this is something that I regret because sometimes the brokerages that have lower commission splits give you way more support, mentorship, and training to get your business off the ground. So I highly suggest going to a brokerage that's going to give you the support and training and focus on this second or third. This is definitely not the most important thing, but you do want to ask about the commission splits and know what you're going to make if you do make a sale. So the best way to ask this question is to say, hey, if I bring in a $10,000 commission, how much of that do I actually get to keep? This will cut through all the noise, the broker review fees, the royalties, and the actual split itself, and help you get down to the bottom line of what you're actually going to take home. Now that you know all the steps to get your license in New Mexico, I want to answer some of the top questions that I get because I'm sure at this point you have some questions. And the very first one is, how much does it cost to get your New Mexico real estate license? Well, I would estimate anywhere between $800 and $1,200. It really depends on what classes you choose, what brokerage you decide to go with, and if you decide to upgrade into any exam prep tools that might help you pass your actual exam. So all in all, it's really not expensive to jumpstart this career, especially considering the potential upside you have as an agent. The second question I get a lot is how long does it actually take to get your real estate license? I would estimate anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks, depending on how motivated you are, how disciplined you are, and how fast you work through these classes. The next question I get a lot is the real estate exam hard? And the truth is, the exam is difficult. So many people fail the exam, and it doesn't have to be that way. There's actually a lot of really good exam prep tools that can help you pass the exam these days. Back when I took my exam, I was reading through a boring textbook, and I was just reading and reading and reading. And I was just getting frustrated because I felt like I wasn't retaining the information I needed to feel confident to actually pass my exam. So I took some time and I found a exam prep tool. And what this did is it quizzed me and it took me through an interactive way of learning, and it really mirrored what the actual exam was like. And when I got questions wrong, it would give me direct feedback right away. And this creates a feedback loop, and it puts you way ahead in the game, and it helps you build that confidence that you need on test day much quicker. So if you want to check it out, it's called CompuCram. There is an affiliate link down below where you can access that. So make sure to check that out as well. I think it will be a big help. And the last question I get a lot is, can I do this part-time? And the answer is absolutely. I know so many agents that started out part-time and eventually they transitioned into being full-time because they loved it so much and they became successful. And then I also know agents that got into it part-time and they just love being part-time. They get to help a couple extra people per year and they make extra income. So whether you want to be a top producing agent and earn a high income and really work hard, or you want to be a part-time agent and help a couple extra people per year, it's totally up to you. And that's one of the things that I love about real estate is you can design it the way you want to design it and build the kind of business that you want to build. So if you like this content, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. I have more videos coming out about how to become a real estate agent and get your license. Also, if you have questions, make sure to drop them down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you ASAP. Thanks again for tuning in.